So what does it mean to be a raging Cajun? Southwest Louisiana, wreck your face, man. Still don't get it in, I'ma let you know. All you gotta do is come and join the show.
Yo, your boys are back, finally. Welcome to this live stream edition of the Ward Elite Podcast. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We're on YouTube and Twitch as well. I'm Marcus at Marcus Elite 337 on Twitter, and my co-host to my right, he's back too. Dylan, what's up? And where can we find you?
I'm on Twitter at DylanAbear_. And Marcus, first of all, it feels really good to be doing this. A few days ago, we were uncertain of the entire future of the show. We had no idea what was going on with it. Luckily, we're here. I'm excited to be talking to you, talking to some of our friends within the show. Sucks that Jordan couldn't be here. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But all in all, very excited to be here.
That's right. We got a big night tonight. Of course, we got Elimination Chamber on Peacock from Montreal, Quebec, Canada at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, and then immediately after that at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. And speaking of that, Jordan is here. What's up? Let's go. And he's our honorary member tonight in the podcast chamber. It's back. We always do this during Elimination Chamber. Can't have an Elimination Chamber without 6 guys. Well, we have technically 4. One joining us in comments. The other one soon to be making his entrance in the chamber. But real quick, let's get to our guesses. First, you can find him Cage by IQ, representing Philadelphia and South New Jersey. Bakley, what's going on? And I'm terribly sorry. I hope you're doing fine.
I'm doing okay. I've had a week to decompress from one ginger to another tonight. I can root for him tonight to batter the odds. Go Sami Zayn.
Exactly. And then, of course, last but not least, the whore of podcasting, but we love him so much that he even don't charge us to for his actions. But from the Anytime Wrestling Podcast, it's Justin. What's going on, man?
What is up, guys? It is an honor to be back again.
Yeah, Podcast Chamber Part 3. It's going to be good. But yeah, Elimination Chamber tonight, and then immediately after that at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on Fight TV. Battle in the Valley from New Japan. It's going to be a good one in San Jose. So, yeah, Jordan, join us in the comments. Of course, we miss you, man. Get well soon, and we can't wait to have you back. Hopefully,
get well.
Won't be long before we get you back for that groundbreaking 200th episode we got coming after we do about, 3 more? Till we get to 200, I think we're at 196 right now in the audio side.
I think so.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. Until Will gets here, I mean, I'll go ahead and ask just for these two at the bottom because Dylan and I have the same answer the last 2 times. But when it comes to the Elimination Chamber model, do you like the OG or do you like this newer model we've been having since 2017?
I mean, I like the new model. I just wish it wasn't so watered down. If it didn't have the whole mats on the outside and it was still just the grating on the floor, I feel like it wouldn't be as bad. Because I think it's a clean model now. Clearly the original is fucking awesome. Yeah. But they literally just didn't have to change the mat for the floor part, and that was it.
Yeah, I like the older model more. I get why they're putting the mats there because of it, protecting them a little bit more. But I thought it added more lore to the chamber itself because now they're doing all these moves and they're just laying on mats now for half of it, whereas before they were actually taking all the bumps and everything, and it was just I thought it was more methodical with everything that they did in the old chamber.
Dylan and I have been OG since day one. And the deal saying Montreal, he believes a Montreal 2.0 screw job tonight. We'll talk more about that. Well, what are you guys drinking tonight?
Sponsored, not sponsored. Mountain Dew, hit me up. Come on.
Mountain Dew Code Red. It's all that ginger should be drinking.
I mean, I'm wearing it, but I got a beer, but I will be drinking the new strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper in a bit because this shit is It's awesome.
That sounds amazing. First off, where in the fuck can I find that?
At your local grocery store.
I don't know if my grocery store is as cool as yours is. What the fuck?
Like
I couldn't
literally,
even find Pitch Black for freaking Rumble. Like, what the fuck?
I had to
Because they
get
used
Pitch
all
Black
the-
at a truck
because they
stop.
used all of it for the Royal Rumble. That's why.
Bastards.
The Pitch Black I had to find at a truck stop. No, this they got like at Market Basket, Spring Market, Walmart, Kroger, Costco's. They got them everywhere.
Damn.
Check out all them
Mhm.
stores.
Guess my Walmart just isn't as cool either. Fuck you, Wally World.
Oh yeah. Told you this was going to be a good one. Well, while we still wait on Will, I'm going to hand it off to Dylan. We'll just go ahead and start predicting Elimination Chamber till Will gets here.
Wow, sounds good. Well, Marcus, first of all, I know we were trying to get 6 people, and I know that it was a challenge getting 6 people. And we reached out to some people, and actually we were supposed to have 6 people when we were going to do our stream on this past Thursday, but I had some family stuff come up. We couldn't do it. So me and you, Marcus, we tried like hell getting 6 people, and I know you wanted that format, 6 people inside of the live stream like a normal Elimination Chamber would. So I did some digging, and I actually found somebody for a 6 person while we're waiting on Will.
Okay.
So let me
Drum
bring him in
roll.
right now. He's been waiting backstage. Let's see who we got.
Oh, shit, he's back.
Shit.
Oh, bitch. Oh.
Best kept secret.
Damn.
Get the picture. Hashtag assassinator. He just killed it.
Oh,
Hashtag- So this is where Buddy Matthews went. Secret no more.
Well, Jordan, welcome back. How are you feeling right now?
I'm still kind of hurting a little bit, but I'll just be on here just for the chamber picks.
I'm blaming
Yeah.
natural light. You need to stick drinking Bud Light. That'll help that gallbladder feel better. He said he's Bobby Boucher for the day. He's drinking water.
Mhm.
High quality H2O.
Yeah, best kept secret.
Oh yeah, you even got me.
Mhm.
Damn.
Oh yeah, dude, I didn't tell nobody.
Well, glad you're here just for the predictions. Because whenever you're ready to make your big comeback, we'll be ready to welcome you back permanently.
Mhm.
But I know you're in a lot of pain. I'd be in pain too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
When they told me what happened, shit.
Mhm.
I can't imagine. I can't even give up a poop after 20 minutes. I couldn't imagine a gallbladder issue.
Okay, I'm going now.
All right, well, let me know where to find you. Oh, it's that Cage My IQ. There it is.
Not anywhere near that bathroom.
Oh yeah. Oh, the
Lowest
forbidden,
location shits over here by Bakley.
that was once a forbidden door at one time. Remember that?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it still is.
Yeah, to the sewage. All right, Dylan, I'm handing it back off to you before these guys leave the chamber.
All righty, let's start off with some mixed tag action. We got Edge and Beth Phoenix versus the Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. How we'll run it, we'll let our guests go first. First, we'll go Bakley, then Justin, Jordan, myself, and then we'll let Marcus go last. So, go ahead.
With the conventional way, you would think that with Rhea being running the Royal Rumble going on to face Charlotte for the women's title at Mania, you would go with her. I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going with Beth Phoenix and Edge. I don't even think she has to be in the pin for it to hurt her. Like, she's already going to be there. Why does it have to hurt so much for her to lose? I think this is a way to give Beth and Edge a little bit of momentum going to media, whatever they do with Edge, because I don't see him going here, wrestling, losing, and then just going into a good match at Mania. I just don't feel like that's going to happen. So I'm going with them to do it. I think Edge pins Finn Balor. Rhea and Beth will either be somewhere in the crowd or at ringside where they don't have anything to do with the pin It protects Rhea for her match with at Mania, and it gives a little bit of momentum with Edge and Phoenix.
Well, welcome to the podcast chamber from Botched Spots Chair Shots from Nashville, Tennessee. Will Gray.
Minus the Yiddo shoes.
Gentlemen, how are you?
We're doing
Good.
great. And
I'm
you're
sorry
here.
for running behind. Some people say it's Will Gray time. I just say I'm like a wizard. I show up exactly when I plan to. Like I just exist. That's just my life now. But I appreciate you guys having me. Sorry, I'm running late. It's like when you do one thing, it always turns into 5 before you know it.
Oh, it's all good.
So it was just one of those mornings for me. But
we're now in a full circle. We got 6. We could continue on, but before I hand it off to Justin, which model do you rather, the OG or the current chamber?
I like the current one. I feel like the OG chamber had its faults, and it slowly, not slowly, the opposite of slowly, it quickly evolved into what we have today. And I think that shows what they thought about it, because at first there wasn't as much movement room on top to get around aerial wise. They made some chamber changes in order to help facilitate spots a little bit easier, I think. So I like the newer one versus the original one. Without it, we wouldn't be where we are. But I think they've made it more suited for the style of match they expect the talent to use it for.
That's a get out of your chamber.
All right, Justin, Edge and Beth versus Finn and Rio. You got?
I actually am going to go Edge and Beth as well, because I feel like you can just get one more good thing out of this entire feud. As long as you keep Rhea from getting pinned, exactly what Bakley just said. Keep Rhea from getting pinned, have Edge pin Finn, and I know it's going to sound like we're just dragging this out more, but get one more match. Get Edge and Finn at Mania, inside Hell in a Cell. Hell, let's see Judgment Day freaking Demon Finn, and let's go all out with it. Then wrap that up right there. Finn can beat Edge in the inside Hell in a Cell as Judgment Day Demon, and Rhea goes on to WrestleMania. It won't affect her losing this, because she's not eating the pin, and that's the best part about it. So I say go one more. As much as everyone will probably be like, oh my God, why more? Just go one more, and you can get one big freaking finale for it.
Okay, good. Go ahead, Will, with yours. You're on mute.
It's muted.
I'm a professional, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't my first day on the job. I'm sorry. I'm going to follow everybody else's coattails. I say Finn eats the pin here. Edge and Beth get the win. I think the bigger picture here is going to be the story that builds after it between Rhea and Beth. I see this the opportunity. Beth's going to want to give Rhea the rub after Mania, kind of set her up as being the next big thing in the women's division. So I kind of agree with what Bakley was saying when I hopped in, was that Finn's going to do it so that way, no matter where Rhea and Beth are, they'll be protected to continue that story to build. So I'm just kind of harping on the same stuff everybody else felt on that match for sure.
All right. I'm going to go Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with everyone else except Jordan and go with I go Beth Phoenix and Edge, as long as Rhea Ripley doesn't take the pin. She's going into Mania for the title. She doesn't need to take the pin. So Finn Balor should take it. But yeah, I agree with everyone else. They should have one more match at Mania, settle it, and finish it right there.
I mean, it's very obvious with how this feud's been going. The last time Edge and Finn were in the ring, they took Beth out. He said, I quit to save her life, but didn't help. Finally getting that mixed tag everybody wanted, and it's in Canada. Edge is gonna get a hot pop. The fans are gonna probably sing his song. I got more to say about that Montreal crowd later, but yes, Edge and Beth win. I think they will fight at Mania. I'd like to see Hell in a Cell or non-sanction or something like that. I agree. Demon Finn, Judgment Day Finn, no telling what that would look like. I haven't seen the Demon character in a long time. I would love that. So, yeah, Edge and Beth, and Finn takes the pin.
It's crazy how this has gone along for like what 7 months, because they had the one at SummerSlam. I know they had one before SummerSlam, I believe, and technically that was with the Edge was on the other side, and then he got tagged and switched over. But this has gone on since the summer.
It's been long, like very.
Yeah. So now we get to a match which from last night's SmackDown now has major implications. And now we have a match between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. And seems like now the winner will be taking on Bray Wyatt. So very serious implications with this one going in to this match. I mean, I was already excited for it, but now given the fact that one of them's facing Bray after this, I'm so much more excited now. So same order. We'll go Bakley, Justin, and then Will, and then we'll take over after.
I had one way before we found out that had this swerve with Bray Wyatt, and I'm going to stick to it even afterwards. I'm going with Bobby Lashley. I feel like everything that you can do with the lead up is easy to do with him. Like with Brock, it's just he comes in there, suplexes his opponent, F5s him, walks out. And I want to get into it if he does that. And then you got Bray Wyatt. Even though Bray Wyatt's very entertaining, I just don't see him eating F5s and laughing and talking towards Brock Lesnar. It just doesn't add up. But when you have everything to do with him, you got Mr. Howdy and the Wyatt Six or whatever they do with that. And then you got the Hurt Business look like it's coming back. Like you've seen MVP back with Shelton, Benjamin, and Cedric, and they're on a 2-3 match win streak. Building that chemistry up, you got MVP talking to Bobby, and it's going to coincide with something. And whether it's a one-on-one match at Mania or you get like a 3-on-3, we talked about that last night and a couple nights ago, how maybe they do something with that. I just think that Bobby's the better pick here for a better match, especially if you plan on putting Bray Wyatt over. Bobby has the momentum. He's been there 4 times. Even if Brock were to put him over, it would work. But then it's like you got 2 guys that are kind of, I don't want to say Bray is a part-timer, but he doesn't wrestle all the time. You want a legitimate guy to put him over, and Bobby has the momentum, I feel like, to do good things with Bray.
I'm going with Bakley too. I think I got Lashley with this because I just seem more. I feel more interested in a Lashley Wyatt feud with the possibility of the Hurt Business being involved, with the possibility of the Wyatt Six being involved. I feel like that's just got like more of an interesting story than just having Brock Lesnar go in there and be like, "Hey, we almost had this match, didn't have it until now we had to wait freaking years to actually have it." But like, I just think Bobby needs that win anyway right now. He's just been kind of like mellowing out a little bit, and Brock's just, Brock can take a loss right now. Nothing really big going in for Brock right now. Have Bobby get the win. Like, I just really hope that this match exceeds, like, just blows their first few out of the water. Because right now, the first 2 matches have just been very weak to me. So I hope that this rubber match is the one that's just going to freaking be like Brock Lesnar Goldberg at Mania, where it was just freaking 5 minutes of them just beating the shit out of each other. And it was freaking awesome. But this one can go a little bit longer than 5 minutes. Like, have them just go in there and beat snot out of each other and actually just blow their first 2 matches completely out of the water.
I say let them shoot. I say let them go in there. There's very few people on the WWE roster that could go in there and shoot wrestle Brock Lesnar. And I think Bobby Lashley is one of the few. We just talked about it last week on Botched Spots and Chair Shots. We talked about how Lashley is well past due for his roses as being one of the all-times. Impact World Champion, WWE World Champion, ECW World Champion, Olympic medalist. Like, he's a former member of the Army. All of the accolades, NCAA champion. He's well past due for not only his roses, but a big spotlight style main event match. So putting Lashley and Wyatt together would be that moment. The reunion of the Hurt Business should, if Hunter plays the cards right, should be a huge part of this match, chiming in with what the other two have said. And then afterwards, the build with Lashley and Wyatt to Mania, thinking about MVP versus Wyatt on the mic, Lashley versus Wyatt in the ring, the Hurt Business versus the Wyatt Six. It's a story built for TV, and it screams sports entertainment and world wrestling entertainment. So I say Lashley wins with the Hurt Business help.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you guys. I'm gonna go Bobby Lashley too.
Yeah, I definitely got to agree with everyone else. I got to go Bobby Lashley. I think a great story comes from the Hurt Business and the possible Wyatt Six, given that we don't even know who all the Wyatt Six members are.
Or what it even means.
Exactly.
I got an eerie feeling about that, where watch it be somebody like Joe Gacy in the Schism.
Oh, so cool though.
To come out with because when you think about it, it's him and Howdy. That's two people. You got Joe Gacy. That's three. You got Schism. Three. That's 4 or 5. And then you got the manager. That's 6.
Ava was freaking sister. Was Abby the whole time? That'd be nuts.
Yeah, because I feel like the only person we really know who is, I believe Uncle Howdy. I feel like we all know is Bo Dallas. I mean, the face kind of gave it off. Like the bottom of the face, it just lined up for me.
What crazy is, I think it was him this week, but every other week I felt like they just had like a fill-in because they had somebody with a full mask, and now it's somebody with a half a mask.
Exactly. Yeah, but I'm gonna go Bobby Lashley. I think a better story comes from Hurt Business, Wyatt Six. You know, I would love Cowboy Brock and the whole thing with Wyatt, you know, Mind Games, Firefly Funhouse, and whatnot. I think it would be cool, but I think somewhere down the line we'll see it, but just not yet. So give me Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, it's obvious it's gonna be Bobby Lashley. Now, if they do have one more match, like at WrestleMania or so, I'd have to say Lesnar, because I just can't see Lesnar losing 3 consecutive Manias. So the fact that this is at the Chamber, I'm gonna give it to Lashley. You know, the way of him saying, he's scared or he's shaking shit and all that, then he's gonna prove it that he can hang with Cowboy Brock. And so, yeah, I'm going with Lashley.
So now we get to one of our 2 chamber matches of the night, and I'll go with the women's first. The winner faces Bianca, WrestleMania, Natalya, Liv Morgan, Asuka, Raquel Rodriguez, Nikki Cross, or Carmella.
Okay.
Real quick. You pick a winner and a backup.
Well, I'm just gonna eliminate Carmella, Nikki, and Natalya, the outside. So it's gonna be one of the 3 on the inside.
Get out of my head, Dan. Like, you're living in my brain, bro. Like,
yes.
yeah.
So it's gonna be one of the 3. I think they've been pushing too much of Asuka, where I feel like if she were to win, it'd be too obvious. And like, I don't want to say that this is a thing, but like, you know how it is, like the show before, if you're the one who wins or looks good, usually that's not a good sign of you coming out victorious in a title match or in a big match like that. Even though I feel like she could, I don't think it's going to be her. I think it's going to be between Liv and Raquel. And I just have this feeling that Raquel is going to go heel and win this match. I just had this feeling with that. It's just weird to have Liv lose, but then attack Raquel afterwards when she picks her up, and then have her win that. So I think they want you to think Asuka is going to win, but then Raquel wins and goes heel, because you got to have somebody play as a heel against Bianca, because Bianca is a face right now, and you won't expect it to happen. And then you got Rhea, who's on Raw. I know there's no brand split or whatever you want to call it right now, but she is primarily on Raw, and Charlotte's primarily on SmackDown. So I feel like maybe they go that route here with Raw champion and a SmackDown superstar. So I'm going to go with Raquel.
All right, Justin.
I've been throwing this back and forth the entire time, and it's so hard to like. My main picks have been Raquel and Asuka. You got Asuka just now bringing back the Kana character, and it's like, what better way to have her keep, developing that character on TV than by having her go in there and face Bianca? Why the hell not? You could have her turn heel, face Bianca as a baby face. It'd be a fantastic feud for her. But Raquel seems to be like someone they're very invested in right now. She's had those 2 amazing showings with Ronda Rousey, and I've been really crazy for thinking Raquel's gonna be the one to do this. You could have Bianca turn heel if you wanted, and have Raquel be the baby face, because you could have Bianca all of a sudden have Raquel stepping up to her, and she goes, well, you're trying to step on my toes and take this from me. Well, guess what? It ain't gonna happen. I'm the EST for a reason. It'd be crazy. You could do so many different ways with those two. You could just, I don't know how well a babyface versus babyface kind of match would work between those two. I feel like you more have better luck turning Bianca by having her realize, oh shit, somebody's trying to step in my territory here and take this from me. Have Raquel be the babyface. But I've been mostly leaning in, siding with Asuka here, because you got that character and you're trying to do stuff with it. Asuka's just been kind of on and off on television for the longest time, and now she's got this murder character coming back on actual TV right now, and it's just I feel like you don't not capitalize on that. So I'm more than likely sticking with Asuka on this one.
She's my backup, by the way.
What's your backup, Justin?
Asuka's my main pick. Raquel is my backup.
Okay. What you got, Seth Rogen?
I'm going to have to just throw it out there, and I'm just going to have to continue to follow, everybody else, because that's how this is going. I say strap a rocket on Kana. Asuka is a bona fide star. Bringing her back in this incarnation, bringing back a heel champion makes it, or a heel version of her, makes sense for her to go one-on-one with Bianca. I think that would be just a banger of a match. As far as I know, they've never had a one-on-one singles competition, have they?
They actually haven't, I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. This is one of those dream matches coming up. So I see her plowing through the field, and I say it's going to come down to her and my backup, and that's Liv Morgan. As gross and yucky as that makes me feel, I agree with Dan. We're going to blow through it. I say Natalya eats the first pin, then Carmella, then Nikki, then Raquel, and then it'll come down to Asuka and Liv. And I feel like one of those two are going to get it, and I think Asuka's going to be the one that goes over at the end of it.
They were in a triple threat match: Bianca, Becky Lynch, and Asuka at Elimination. No, not Elimination Chamber. Hell in a Cell. So they were in a one-on-one. They were in a triple threat for the title.
Interesting.
All right, my main pick is Asuka, and my backup is Raquel.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow the trend here. Asuka is the main pick, and Raquel is my backup.
So my main pick is Asuka. I feel like this new Kana character, everyone loves it. If she goes heel with it, cool. If Bianca just turns heel and Asuka stays face, cool. But Asuka's never had her WrestleMania moment, and it's yet to come. She wins tonight, takes the title from Bianca. She gets a WrestleMania moment. Dying to see what kind of entrance she would have if she gets to that level. Back up, I'm going to say Liv Morgan, just because she was this close winning the Royal Rumble at number 2, but the iconic elimination by Rhea skinning the cat and just Hurricane running her off this ring apron. But her time will come. She'll have her moment down the road, even though she is a former champion. But yeah, Asuka, main pick. Liv Morgan, backup.
May 22nd of the 2022, they wrestled on Raw for the title, which was
they've also faced each other on May 9th and May 30th.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 matches between the two of them then. Okay, so not a bunch, I guess, is a better way
I think
to
it was.
look at what
I
was
think
saying.
it was the lead up to Hell in a Cell or right after. I forget when Hell in a Cell was.
Am I so fucked up right now because Bakley's so blurry? That might be my vision, and I need to slow
No.
down. No, I'm joking.
No. I got to get a new one because it does it all the time.
All right, so switching gears to another chamber match for the United States champion. First, we have the champion Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano, and Montez Ford of the Street Profits.
Okay. I'm going all out with this one. I think, of course, Seth Rollins isn't going to win. I think Logan Paul is going to come out and cost him to get eliminated. I think he might be one of the first ones actually eliminated because I feel like you're not going to expect that to happen. Damian Priest is a former champion. I just don't think the storyline works with him. You, of course, one half of Street Profits, Montez, he's not going to win. I think you're going to have like a breakout guy in this match, and Bronson Reed. He's going to have I think he might eliminate 3 people in this match. But I don't think he's going to win. He's going to have a good show and he won't win. I just don't think it's the right time yet because they've been building him up as a big guy the past month and a half. Not yet, but he will be. It's going to come down to Theory and Johnny Gargano for me. It's just tough because we know with how much Austin Theory has been mocking John Cena, using his catchphrase, doing his pose with the belt, that it's going to be them two. I feel like they don't need the belt, but then it could be there. So it's a matter of, do they want to decide to put the belt on Johnny Gargano all of a sudden and just throw us out of the loop, or do they keep it on Theory? I'm going to go right now and say this is tough for me because it's all a matter of, do they want to use the belt in that match with Cena and has Cena put him over? That's the whole big thing because that would be a big moment for Austin Theory to beat a guy like John Cena at Mania and keep the belt. It makes him even more established than he is now. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go Johnny Gargano. I'm going to go with the Hail Mary right here because I don't know when Ciampa comes back. Because I think the plan was they were going to be a tag team. They're going to put them together to get use out of them. But with a guy that wrestles so good right now, maybe they put the belt on him to see who they have, and then that transitions Theory into a program with John Cena. So I'm going to go with him, but I feel like Theory might still win it and retain.
So I think it's kind of obvious Tez isn't winning. As much as Montez Ford has done enough to prove that he could win the United States title. I don't think he wins it now. Maybe later on down the road. We got Priest, former champ. I don't think he's winning. I don't see him being the first one of Judgment Day to hold gold. That's clearly going to go to Rhea. And then Bronson Reed. I would love it if it's Bronson Reed. Big guys got to stick together here, but like Bronson Reed, just give him that U.S. title and give him a run with it. See what the hell he could do with it. I could see some good shit coming out of that, but I know he's not going to win. Rollins, yes, he's clearly going to get eliminated via Logan Paul interference or just Logan Paul's music plays and Seth gets distracted. Just something.
They should just play Super Mario Brothers, the theme.
Right? That would be hysterical. And Johnny, I just can't.
Courtesy of Seth Rollins' boots.
Yes.
Oh my God, yeah. And Johnny, I would love it if it was Johnny. Again, also, but he's really doing nothing right now. And what the hell are we going to get out of Johnny Gargano as U.S. champion just impromptu like this? I really think Theory's going to retain. We're going to get him and Cena, but I have a feeling that Theory's going to drop the title before Mania. Because I'm with Bakley. I don't really think the two of them need the United States title in there involved right now. I think just Theory beating Cena at Mania is big enough for Austin Theory right now. You don't really need to hold the United States title in there, something that Theory's, Cena's already had. just having Theory shit talk him enough is just enough for Cena to come in there and go, I'm going to end him. And then you have Theory beat him. It'd be nuts. And that's massive for Austin Theory. So I honestly think he's going to drop the title beforehand. But then we're still going to get Theory and Cena at Mania. But I got Theory retaining.
I'm going to be the guy that says it. And it's fine. I'm okay with being the guy. Montez Ford wins the United States title tonight, and here's why. Seth Rollins doesn't need it. He's got the built-in story leading up to Mania with Logan Paul. Austin Theory doesn't need it. He's got the built-in story with John Cena leading up to WrestleMania. Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, and Bronson Reed are all mid-carders who aren't prepared for a realistic title run, especially not this close to the granddaddy of them all, the biggest pay-per-view, yada, 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 the biggest gate of all time. So here's why Montez wins. Because they have 2 nights of pay-per-view. They've got 2 cards to fill. They've got lots of time, and they need to put stars over. This isn't a barbershop situation where somebody's going to put somebody else through a barbershop door. This is Doom. Scissor me, Daddy Jess. This is Doom in the 80s in WCW, early 90s. This is Butch Reed and Ron Simmons, 2 bona fide stars that had runs after they broke up, Ron Simmons had a world title run. Butch Reed was great in Mid-South, had the Mid-South heavyweight title. I think that's what Dawkins and Montez is. And in order for them to make the breakup make sense, the U.S. title will essentially be the say-all, be-all that is the breaking point for them. And that's going to be the build to Mania, and it's going to be Tez versus Dawkins for the U.S. title.
Shout out to Justin Santos from Get Your Podcast in the comments. What's up, Scissor?
What up?
All right. Go ahead, Jordan.
I'm gonna go Austin Theory, and my backup gonna be Johnny Gargano.
Okay.
My pick is Bronson Reed, and my backup is Austin Theory. Kind of agreed that there's a chance that Theory could win, drop it before Mania, because a match with Cena does not need to involve a championship. I believe Cena can put over Austin Theory without a championship being involved. But, I mean, after listening to Will's whole explanation, I wouldn't be mad if Montez Ford won it and we get a Dawkins-Ford match at Mania. That sounds fantastic. But someone like Bronson Reed, who's someone who beat Okada and it comes over, I feel like he should get a little bit more respect than he's getting on the main roster right now. Put a title on him, see what he can do with it. If it's stale, if it doesn't get no reaction, you got to take it off him at some point.
I feel like they could have established that more, that he beat Okada. Like, they didn't do anything about that. Like, no, what has he done since coming back? They could have done like a small package or whatnot, since they've had a guy on with Carl Anderson who was working over there. They could have easily been like, hey, can we use this for Bronson Reed? And then explain that he had a high profile. He's the last guy to pin Okada.
I bet if he was in AEW, they'd mention it. Big time. Excalibur got to mention that. All right, hear me out here. Main pick, I got to go with my boy, Seth Rollins. Him and Logan will fight at WrestleMania. They'll probably fight for the championship just to piss us off that Logan's getting another title shot. Back up is the current champion, Austin Theory, but down the road to WrestleMania, he would lose it to whoever. It could be Montez, could be Johnny, could be Seth, could be somebody. But he's going to fight Cena at WrestleMania, no title. He could just retain it, lose it the next night on Raw to whoever, or the following week or the week after. But there you have it. But all right, Bronson Reed wins, hell yes. Johnny Gargano wins, hell yes. If Montez wins, hell yes. Just are they trying to rush it too hard to break up the Street Profits? Like, at least they've had tag title reigns. I feel like they're treating them like Crime Time. They're trying to break them up instantly to go down another path. But
they're Triple Crown champions, and they've been doing this for years now. They've been in NXT since, 2018, 2017? They were part of that class. So, I mean, that's 6 years in WWE, and this is looking at it like the NFL. A lot of guys don't make it to that second contract. And these guys did. They've shown that they can do it, so why not now?
Well, technically, Dawkins has been there before that because he was in a tag team with Velveteen Dream. They were a tag team, and then they broke up, and that's when Dawkins went with Montez Ford.
That's why you got Boy Blue.
Yeah, it was kind of the same scenario as American Alpha.
Okay, so
Yeah.
before I hand it back off to Dylan, real quick, just a simple yes or no. In 5 years, will Montez Ford be WWE champion?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
No.
I say yes too. Within the next 5 years, I say yes.
I'm not
No?
mad, Dan. I'm just disappointed.
I gotta be different.
And
All right,
please,
so we got
can the crowd? I'm sorry, no, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're
I
good.
hope
good.
the crowd sings the fucking shit out of Seth Rollins' theme. You know they will. That crowd's gonna be hot.
And I'm just gonna let you know,
yes.
if Seth Rollins wins that title, he's dropping it to Logan Paul at Mania. Just be prepared.
I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be
Neither.
surprised.
Because he's in LA, in his hometown.
Mhm. So, getting to the main event and the most anticipated match of the night, Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. And in Montreal, Sami Zayn's hometown. So we're expecting a lot. I know there's going to be some shenanigans during the match, after the match, but I want to hear what y'all think about it.
Okay, Sami Zayn's from Montreal. They're pushing this narrative. He's the hometown hero. They just basically interviewed his wife. They interviewed famous stars from Montreal. They had Ariel Helwani on SmackDown to do the voiceover for the packages, and then he was on SmackDown. They're doing this whole big thing about Sami Zayn going for the title. He's rocked the bloodline and everything with it. I'm calling the Montreal screw job. I think this would actually be part 3, I believe. Part
2 in Montreal, 1 in New York.
Yeah, so this would be 3 in Montreal, but not in the way you think. I think Sami Zayn wins by TQ because we've been pushed to this thing by Paul Heyman where he told the Usos to stay at home because you think that they can't go to Canada because of the whole DUI thing. But in reality, they've gotten clearance to go for 1 day to appear at the pay-per-view. Somehow I feel like in some way, either Jay and Jimmy or somebody is going to cost him. They're going to come out, and in some way it's going to cost Sami Zayn the title, but he gets the win. All because they want to push a WrestleMania match, whether it's one match each night for Roman, where he wrestles Sami Zayn one night and Cody another night, and for one for each title. That way you can try and split the titles up finally because they need to do it. Kind of like what they're kind of subliminally doing for like a month where they had the Usos defend just the SmackDown ones against the Banger Bros and then against the Judgment Day for just the Raw titles. I feel like they're going to do it. And that's how you kind of protect Sami Zayn in his hometown. And you protect Roman, where he actually doesn't lose the belt, but he loses the match. Because technically, he has lost it by DQ last year against Seth Rollins at Royal Rumble, where he kept the belt, but he lost by DQ because he held on to the choke too long, I believe it was, or got caught with a chair shot. I forget which one of it is. Somehow he's going to get disqualified. Sami Zayn's going to win, and he's going to get a title shot at Mania. But I saw that coming ever since Monday when Cody and him had that talk. I'm like, okay, plans have changed. You don't have that big promo between the two of them and not make something out of it. This is them calling it all audible like they did with Kofi Mania and then with Daniel Bryan in the Yes Movement. I feel it coming, and he's going to have some sort of moment at Mania.
I mean, I would love that. I'm with you, Bakley. Like, I think Roman retains here easily, but I do see some shenanigans. Some bullshit's going to happen to where, and I think it needs to happen at this point for Sami to at least somehow get himself another match. Like, this is going to be epic, and would be the perfect opportunity to pull the trigger. But it's just like, give Sami that Daniel Bryan kind of moment there. It would be at Mania. It'd be fucking awesome. It would be amazing. Have it just, like I said, I could see shenanigans happening here. Sammy is going to get himself another opportunity, and he deserves that opportunity for the amazing work he's done. And you just interject him in that match with Cody and Roman at Mania, and just have it be one fall for each title. Have it be like a 2 out of 3 falls, both titles, one title for each fall. Like Sammy ends up winning the Universal title, Cody wins the WWE title. It would be a hell of a Mania moment. You have both world champions standing in there. The titles are separated finally. Sammy can get his big moment with Kevin Owens either tonight or Mania. It would just be epic. And then again, you could start building those two to a giant feud where, again, it just recreates NXT all over again, where Kevin Owens is just like gets jealous of Sammy, where it's like, you were the one to do it. You were the one to win this title, and I couldn't. And this is bull. Like, that story would be massive as well. Like, the two of them always came, whenever we see their matches, we always go, the two of them as a championship feud would be amazing. So here's your way to start building that right here. But I just think right here, you got to do shenanigans, have Roman win, and just work Sami Zayn into the Mania main event.
I'm the contrarian for the day. So here's my thing. You can get Sammy to Mania without having him to be in the main event title picture. And here's how in 4 easy steps. 1, I'm going to agree with everybody. Roman's going to win dirty, or it's going to be a DQ finish. With Sammy being at home, everything they built up on Friday, all the Ariel Helwani stuff, that's going to give you big heat. Okay? Then to build it bigger, you add the bloodline beatdown. That's the inevitably going to happen. You know, just like Thanos' snap, we know the bloodline's going to gang up on Sammy in Montreal, beat him down. Huge, big, go home heat. They're going to hate it. You're going to get that pop when KO comes out and clears the ring to save his boy. You're going to get the biggest pop that you've ever heard in Montreal when KO and Sammy reunite in the middle of the ring. That's your Kofi moment. That's your Daniel Bryan Yeselmania moment. That's where you take the reunited Steen and Generico, you put them head to head on Monday night using the drama and the cracks in the Usos and all of that, and you take that shine from Sammy and KO in Montreal, and you immediately interject them into the tag team scene as your top babyface tag team against your top heels, which gives you your Sami Zayn shine at WrestleMania. It immediately puts the world title picture back on Roman and Cody with that big party, and everybody seems to kind of get what they want. But also, I'm just a chef who calls himself a mark.
Thanks for coming to his TED Talk, people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Roman Reigns. To win.
So I think if you interject Sammy into the tag team picture following Elimination Chamber, I see it as a disappointment, you know, because the fans are behind him right now, and they love Sammy right now. And I think, honestly, I think right now they'll settle for nothing less than him being in the world title picture. So right now I do see Jay coming out, screwing Sammy. He rejoins the bloodline. Everything's fine with them. But I don't want to see it in meaning that KO and Sammy go against the Usos. I want to see it as they're interjecting him into a triple threat at Mania for the belts. I absolutely love the 2 out of 3 falls thing for one title, then one being for the other championship. That way they split both titles, and one goes to SmackDown, one goes to Raw. Cody wins, Sammy wins, everyone's happy that Roman's not champion no more. So for me, I'm going to pick Roman. I think there's going to be a lot of shit that happens there in this match. I think Jay screws Sammy. But somewhere down the line, getting close to the Mania, we're going to get that Kofi Mania moment, that yes movement, and Sammy is going to walk away with, for me, at least one of the championships. So a lot of stuff's going to happen, but I think Roman is going to walk out victorious.
So, of course, I'm picking Roman Reigns to retain, but I have a lot more to say. Before I say that, I just want to get you guys' reactions on Sami Zayn getting his old theme song back and the pop he got on his little homecoming night last night on SmackDown. Y'all got any quick thoughts on that?
Fucking awesome. I just wish they'd have saved it for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been nuts.
Yeah.
Long time coming, and even though 90% of everybody watching couldn't hear it because they had to bleep everything out because of the crowd.
That's
it was
Fox
great.
for you. That's Fox for you. But what his shirt, honorary Hab?
The Montreal Canadiens.
Okay, of course.
Okay.
They gave him the shirt. He went to one of their games on Tuesday and Wednesday. He's a big Canadiens fan. He dropped the puck, and then they gifted him a shirt that WWE actually made for the occasion.
So that shows you how much I know my hockey players. I only know two. One of the greatest goalies of all time and the greatest player of all time. So anyhow, yes, Montreal, don't fuck this up. It's been a long time since y'all hosted a pay-per-view. Give it all you got. I know it's going to get crazy. I said, I hope they sing the fuck out of Seth's theme. They sing Edge's theme as a bonus like they did at Clash at the Castle because that was beautiful. You know, Sammy's going to be – it's going to get loud when Sammy comes out. They're going to do the ole, 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 or even hum his song. You know, this ain't old Fox. This is old Peacock. It's going to feel like ECW One Night Stand all over again. There probably will be a sign in the crowd that says, if Roman wins, we riot. Or if Sammy wins, or we riot. We're going to hear a fuck you Roman chant. We're going to hear a fuck the bloodline chant. We're going to hear a fuck him up Sammy, fuck him up chant. We'll probably hear a Roman Swallows chant. They are going to give... If he I know he don't throw his shirt to the crowd, but if he did, they would throw it back. the yeah, boo. Sammy hits him. Yeah, Roman hits him. Boo. It's going to be so loud in the largest hockey arena in the world. Technically, the Bell Center is the largest hockey arena in the world, even though it won't be 21,000 people in there. It'll probably be about 16 or 17,000. But Roman will win. But it's Montreal. The last 3 times they had a pay-per-view. Screw job after Bret Hart. Screw job, Survivor Series 97. Hulk Hogan. Screw job, No Way Out 2003. The Undertaker, screw job, Breaking Point 2009. Sami Zayn, screw job, Elimination Chamber 2023. Whether if it's a DQ or but supposedly there's the reason the Usos were in that storyline. Go sit home during Chamber because Jimmy Uso is not allowed to go in Canada with his DWI charges. Canada don't want him in there. So that's why they did that, supposedly did that segment that the Usos home.
He actually got approved to go for just one day.
Okay.
They're cleared to be in town for today. Both of them are.
Okay. Well, then I can see Jay screwing Sammy. And potentially we get the KO Sammy versus Usos for the tag titles at WrestleMania. When Roman retains that title, Montreal will probably not be allowed to host a pay-per-view again. They're going to burn that city to the ground. They're going to burn it harder than Philadelphia burned their own city.
But in the most polite way possible.
Hey, we didn't burn our city. You're thinking of Vancouver. Vancouver, they rioted.
They are going to throw fucking trash in the ring. It's going to be like WrestleMania 3, Will. They ain't going to give a shit. They are going to throw debris, trash, because Roman beat Sammy. And Montreal it'll be another fucking 10 years before they host another pay-per-view. Montreal Screwjob Part 4 coming in a few hours. But Roman retains, and we get Roman versus Cody. And we get Sammy and KO versus the Usos. But I want to give a shout out to our beloved Tim King from his new show, The Tim King Show. Make it fucking happen. The Usos versus KO and Sammy, main eventing night 1 of WrestleMania. That would be fucking fantastic.
I could see it happening. I feel like they're going to try and push for one of the women's matches to main event one night. Just because they've been doing that the past couple of years. Technically, last year, they did it. Technically, last year was Owens and Austin, but technically it really was Bianca and Becky. I feel like they're going to try and do that again.
Plus them not putting Charlotte, plus them not putting their Android Queen as their main event. You think they won't do that? Come on.
No. We might even get a Roman's a pussy chant.
Tribal
Or
Queef.
Yes, tribal queef. Yes, or he's a pussy chant. It's going to get crazy. But before we get to our quick predictions for Battle in the Valley, Jordan, thank you for surprising us, and we hope you get well soon. But let them know where they can find you before you make your big return.
You can find me on Twitter at Jordan_J2000.
Nice. Get well, man. We missed you. I mean, I talk to you every day, but I'm talking about we miss doing shows with you.
No, yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see y'all later.
Have a good one. Get well.
Too sweet.
Thank y'all.
Better, Jordan.
See you, Jordan.
Later.
This one was for Tim to Too Sweet, but all right, Jordan. All right, so we got another bonus. So this is actually going to be the first New Japan pay-per-view I've bought in over a year since Wrestle Kingdom 16, because 17 Tim sent me a link and I watched it for free. But yeah, we got an interesting card here that's going to happen in the West Coast. 10 matches, but 8 on the main card. So they got 2 pre-show matches we're going to run through real quick. So how we'll do it, we'll start with Justin, then Will, then Bakley, then Dylan, and then I'll go last. So we got Alex Coughlin versus JR Kratos.
Oh, come on, JR Kratos. I like Alex Coughlin and all, but JR Kratos is a fucking monster, dude.
Yeah, I'll have to agree. I'm gonna go with Kratos. I when I looked at the pre-card, I didn't know a lot about these guys. I'm a watch the next day kind of person with New Japan. In most cases, it's not one of the shows I watch a whole lot. I'm hyped for the peak points in the card and the main events and the semis and some of the bigger stuff. But looking through it, I would agree. This guy looks like a beast. So I'm gonna go Kratos.
I got the Android. I got Alex Coughlin winning the rubber match.
I'm gonna go with JR Kratos.
You had a rough week. I ain't gonna leave you behind. I'm gonna go with Alex Coughlin. And then we get, how's this not on the main card? Have you been advertising it so much? We got David Finlay versus Bobby Fish, and that's not on the main card. Come on, man.
Interesting.
Because they added that title match. The Zack Sabre Jr. Clark Connors match. Yeah.
I was gonna say because of Bobby Fish, that's why this is not on the main show.
You're gonna get hurt.
I like Bobby Fish. Don't get me wrong, but David Finlay's awesome. You gotta go with Finlay.
I'm gonna have to go with Finlay. I think that Fish is one of those guys. I saw him debut in Impact at Victory Road. He got a pop, but by like 3 shows later, it was just kind of over it. So I see them backing David Finlay more here in this situation. So that's where I'm gonna put my pick.
Yeah, I do like the fact that Bobby Fish is with Team Filthy now. He's like the muscle. He came in and helped Tom Lawler out. They have similar backgrounds. They're good friends outside of here, so it gives them something to do. But I think they're going to continue the big push with David Finlay after the G1 that he had.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with everyone else. I'm gonna go David Finlay.
I mean, he's a Finlay. He loves to fight like his dad, so I'm going with David. All right, then we get this Forbidden Door level type shit, or the Multiverse to Madness like they do WrestleMania weekend, but we get Mascara Dorada, Josh Alexander, Adrian Quest, and Rocky Romero taking on Kushida, Volador Jr., Kevin Knight, and the DKC in an 8-man tag.
Man, I think I'm gonna have to go Team Mascara Dorado because, like, I know a lot of them are the young lions and stuff still, but I just can't see them really getting the win right now. I go Team Mascara.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Team Mascara. I see when I look at the names on both teams, Kushida is a veteran in New Japan. He's held junior heavyweight tag and IWGP tag in the Time Splitters. But the Walking Weapon, I just don't see Impact being like yeah, I'm good with my world champion taking a loss on foreign soil on somebody else's company, on somebody else's, like, it's just not going to happen. Josh's team will win because he holds a world title. I just don't see a company being okay with their champion taking an L anywhere.
Yeah,
Anywhere that's not them, I guess, is a good way to look at.
Yeah, I got them. You got Kushida. He's the head trainer at the LA Dojo with his young lions. He took over for Shibata. Well, Shibata still runs it, but he asked Kushida to go there. It's actually Kushida and Fred Rosser are the head trainers there now. But I think it's just there for the young lions to get reps and experience. So I got team Josh Alexander winning.
Yeah, I'm also going to follow everyone else. Any team with Josh Alexander, I doubt Impact lets their world champion go in there to lose. So, yeah, I'm going to go with them.
I don't have a broom next to me, but it's a clean sweep. I'm going with Josh, Mascara, Adrian, and Rocky. So our first championship right here of the night, we get the Strong Openweight Championship. Since this is New Japan, it's Fred Rosser versus Kenta, but if it would have been WWE, it'd be Darren Young versus Hideo Itami.
This is so tough here, like this one, because first off, fucking applaud Fred Rosser. Holy shit, is he good? He is freaking awesome. And Kenta, dude, motherfucker will kick your head in with no freaking care in the world. Like, I think this is a big matchup for Rosser. I say have Rosser retain.
I'm gonna go with Kenta, but only because I think that the Kyrie Mercedes story is going to affect why Kenta wins that belt, because they're going to want to keep it in the States. And I think that there's going to be some shenanigans with the IWGP Women's World Title. And when we get there, I'll explain what I mean. So I say Kenta wins the strap here, and you'll understand why when we get to the semi-main event in the women's title match.
I think there's too much invested in Fred Rosser as champion here. He's had a big run. A lot of the strong is built around him. I went to the match that he won the title from Tom Lawler, a 30-minute just war with those two. That was one of my matches of the year. I think he gets it done. Kenta's going to be on No Surrender on Friday for Impact with the Ace Austin and Chris Bay. Against so I got Fred Rosser. I think there's bigger plans with him down the line.
Yeah, I mean this match is going to be good, but Fred Rosser, I mean he's doing great things right now, so I'm going to go with him.
Well, shout out to Tim King and the Tim King Show, because now reading that, I'm going to go change my pick and say Fred Rosser retains. And I know I'm going to get off the subject here. I know we're talking New Japan now, but I think Elimination Chamber, they're treating it too much like WrestleMania. I just sent it in the group chat. They now sell Elimination Chamber hockey jerseys because it's in Canada.
That's just a WWE merch thing, man. They're going to milk. Wait till you see Money in the Bank across the pond in London.
They're
going to be selling anything and everything they can smack
money
a logo
in the bank, Money in the Bank soccer jerseys.
Everything.
They're going to have they're going to have the Money in the Bank scarves.
Yeah, okay, MJF. Or the Money in the Bank purses. Well, Canada, yeah. Well, Canada kind of reminds me of America, except it sucks. They got great health care. Montreal would be the Louisiana of Canada because they speak French. Or Quebec, I should say. Quebec would be the Louisiana of Canada. Ontario would probably be like Texas because it's too big. But they could steal that. I mean, Will in Tennessee knows a lot about stealing shit from Texas, like the fucking Oilers.
We did. We put him in Memphis, and then we made him play in a college stadium. Then we built him a stadium and made him live there for 25 years with nothing. And if they're nice, the state will build him a new stadium in a couple of years.
Would have been hilarious if y'all took J.J. Watt from him instead of the Cardinals did.
That would have been hilarious.
Oh,
I got to get running. Do you guys mind if I make my picks?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
What's the next one? I'll just run.
Strong open weight tag team championships. The Motor City Machine Guns taking on West Coast Wrecking Crew, Jarrell Nelson and Royce Isaacs.
I got, of course, retaining. I got them retaining the titles. As much as Royce Isaacs has been doing a great job between the G1 and Strong, I got Machine Guns winning.
You want me to keep going for you?
Yeah.
All right. The one that's been putting a lot of fucking people on Twitter talking and shit. Jay White and Eddie Kingston. Loser leaves New Japan, and it's very predictable now. But if Kingston loses, he needs Jay White's permission to continue to compete in New Japan.
I got Jay White winning. I just don't feel like they've been doing this whole push about him going to WWE, Impact, this and that. He's been tweeting about it. I think it's a swerve. I think he stays over here. He made the comment after losing on Saturday that he wants to bring Gato over to Strong. I think he stays in the United States. He does Strong. I think he brings Gato over, helps build the brand. And like I said before, I think there's a future matchup between him and Fred Rosser where Jay White takes the Strong openweight title and he becomes the face of New Japan Strong. I just don't see him leaving the New Japan brand because I don't want anything to change with him, because if he leaves, Impact would work well, but he wants money. New Japan will pay him, and then he can work on a easy schedule of just doing 1 month, 2-day tapings.
All right. Tom Lawler versus Homicide in a Filthy Rules fight.
I got the Fork winning. I got Homicide winning with the Fork. He's been using that fork on Tom Lawler for the past couple months. That's when you had Bobby Fish come in. Right, this is the third time they're wrestling. I think Homicide gets his moment.
3 more titles to go. Zack Sabre Jr. and Clark Connors for the television championship.
I got TMDK winning. I got Zack Sabre Jr.
All right. And then the 2 main events. One of them's going to main event and close out the host show. Kyrie and Mercedes Moné for the women's title. And then you got Okada versus Tanahashi for the IWGP World title.
Okada's going to win. They've been building it as him giving Tanahashi his last world title shot. He still wants to wrestle, but I think he's going to dial it back. Tanahashi will, where he becomes more of a veteran, where he puts over talent or he wrestles with the young lions. That's how New Japan does their veteran wrestlers who are ready to retire soon. They have them basically teach the young lions and beat them in those first matches. So Okada wins, retains, and I got Mercedes Moné wins. She's been saying that she wants to wrestle at the Tokyo Dome in April in a month and a half. She's been putting out that she wants to wrestle at the Multiverse against Mickie James. I think the only way you do that is if it's champ versus champ. And then one of the first people she said she wants to wrestle, because she has a contract where she can wrestle 2 to 3 times in Stardom. I think they want to book her versus Julia, who is the Stardom champion. So I think the only way you capitalize on all that and you get all the views in is if you put the belt on Mercedes. I know it's tradition to have the inaugural champion hold the belt for a while, but this is a special situation where you want to capitalize on building New Japan Strong up, the women's division, and she's the perfect person to do it. She'll get eyes on the prize. They sold out the tickets within the first week of putting it out there 2 months ago, and that's because of Mercedes Moné. So you would think that they would have her win. It just makes sense there.
Well, all right. Well, thank you for joining us. Real quick, let them know where they could find you and Cage My IQ.
You can find me on Twitter at CageIQ. You see there right on my name. That's my Twitter handle. You can find me on YouTube at CageMyIQ. I am back doing shows weekly now for UFC. I'm going to do some wrestling. I will be on tomorrow with Soccer Debate. It'll be me, Ivan, De Niro, and I think a couple other people coming on to recap Battle at the Valley. I don't know what time yet. Just check in with Ivan. And then I might be on the watch along later if I get back in time. Clark Street's doing the watch along during Elimination Chamber, and I'm not sure if they're staying on for Battle at the Valley, but check that out. Give Circle Debate a follow, and you can find me on there every week for our New Japan show and with the MMA show, and with me, Ivan, Chris, and Coach Rage.
Awesome. Thank you, Bakley, for joining us, man. We'll call at you next time.
Sounds good. I will talk to guys in the chat, and enjoy the rest of your guys' night.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy.
See you, Dan.
Thanks, man.
Later, Bakley.
All right, we are down to the final four in the chamber. All right, let's go back to square one. Justin, then Will, then Dylan. Motor City Machine Guns versus the West Coast Wrecking Crew for the strong openweight tag team titles.
I mean, West Coast Wrecking Crew is freaking awesome, especially Royce Isaacs. Like, I don't know much about his tag partner really right now, but they're a dope team. But I got Motor City Machine Guns retaining. They're probably one of the fucking best teams there is today. Like, I could see them retaining easily.
Big time. I'm going Motor City Machine Guns. This is all about the ploy, about putting names and faces that American fans know in place for New Japan Strong. So that's why I said Kenta, because he's familiar with you WWE fans from when he was there. He's not that Fred Rosser isn't, but Kenta is. Motor City Machine Guns, another one where between Impact and AEW, they're known. So I see Motor City Machine Guns retaining here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Motor City Machine Guns as well. I really don't know much about the other tag team. I really don't keep up with New Japan too much, so I guess I'm kind of like the outcast when it comes to that. But yeah, Motor City Machine Guns win this match.
Yeah, I think it would be ironic if you don't pick one of the greatest tag teams of all time to win this match. I got the Motor City Machine Guns. West Coast Wrecking Crew, I mean, I don't know much about Nelson a little bit. Royce Isaac is very good, but the fact that it's on the West Coast might have a home field advantage. But no, I'm going with Detroit's finest. I'm going with Motor City Machine Guns. All right, the match that's been getting Twitter all asking 10,000 questions. What's really going to happen here? Where is he going? Is he going to WWE? Jay White, Eddie Kingston, loser leaves New Japan. But if Kingston loses, needs Jay White's permission to continue to compete in New Japan.
This one's so tough because it's like, do you really agree with all the talk that's been going on that Jay White is not like just done with New Japan and going wherever? Or does like Eddie Kingston just not show up in Strong anymore? Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Eddie Kingston needs a big win like this over Jay White. If this whole thing about Jay White is true, and Jay is just like leaving New Japan here, I think Eddie Kingston getting a big win, because especially being a guy who hasn't gotten a lot of big wins, having him beat Jay White is massive for him. And this is really where we're going to find out, is this whole talk true with Jay White? Like, we don't know shit if he's really going anywhere. Like, I think really Eddie Kingston does fine in Strong. I don't see why you would just be like, well, now unless Jay White says so, like, he's not going to show up. He can't show up. Like, no, have Eddie Kingston. If this whole Jay White stuff is true, Eddie Kingston needs a win, big one like this against someone as incredible as Jay White. Have Eddie Kingston get the win.
I think Jay's on his way out. I think he's going to chase the almighty dollar. So Eddie gets the win, but once again, because they need familiar faces in Strong, Eddie is somebody who's super over with the American fans. TK doesn't have a whole lot of use for him in AEW Dynamite. Let New Japan borrow him to stay in good graces with what he put out in that promo he did last week that caught so much traction on social medias from the Dan Lebatard show, where he talked about the war between the two promotions. So he'll do anything to help keep a relationship afloat. So I think letting Eddie Kingston shine for New Japan Strong makes sense. That'll give Jay White a chance to go out, spread his wings, and figure out who's going to pay him, 7 figures.
I think even though the reports coming out saying that the WWE is kind of like zeroing in on another free agent that's not Jay White, I think Eddie wins the match, and somewhere down the line we do see Jay White come.
Mercedes Monet.
I would love. I mean, yeah. She did reports that they're interested in Kenny, so I mean, it could be anybody, but for me, I think Eddie wins. I think Jay White, he leaves and he goes somewhere else where, like Will say, where the money's at. I think Triple H offers him a lot of money. I think they make him a star. You're gonna do that every time.
They'll pay him 7 figures in Connecticut. AEW might not be able to pay him 7 figures. Impact can't pay him 7 figures. You see what I mean?
So, right. Yeah. But yeah, for me, I got Eddie. I think Jay goes wherever they pay him the most.
All right. Quick question. Is Dirt Sheets, Dave Meltzer, or Sean Ross Sapp trying to give away any spoilers?
I don't follow. I follow both those guys, but I don't read any of their leaked dirt sheet work.
I try to ignore them as much as humanly possible. I don't see what they're saying half the time anyway.
Meltzer was great 25 years ago, but I don't like having to look at wrestling tape from 25 years ago to explain why somebody now is exciting. So if somebody was like, man, Omega's phenomenal, but you need to go watch a match from 2013 to see it. No, then he's not good. If he's still wrestling and he can't put on bangers now, don't make me watch something from 7 years ago. Dave Meltzer is the journalist version of that. He's not the same guy he was in the 80s. I shouldn't have to go back to the 80s when your 5 stars meant something. Now there's 36 of them and 40 if you're in Tokyo.
So, just going to make Dylan happy here. I'm picking Eddie Kingston, and Jay White will go to WWE the night after WrestleMania.
Okay.
All right. Then we get Tom Lawler versus Homicide. Now, Filthy Rolls fight.
Now,
I don't
first
have
off,
much to say on it.
both guys are fucking awesome. I love Tom Lawler. Dude is fucking great. Homicide, indie fucking legend, straight up awesome as shit. If I'm like I said, I have no idea what the hell freaking Filthy rules are here, but shit. If it's just knock him out, drag him, fucking fight, let him do it. And I go Homicide. I'm going with the surprise and going Homicide. Like, I don't know how the hell he's going to do it, but Homicide's always up for a fight. Tom Lawler's always up for a fight. Let's fucking just let him fight at this point. But I got Homicide coming out victorious.
This is your car crash match. This is the one that's going to have all the furniture, all the blood, all the shit breaking. 100%. There's going to be an Abdullah the Butcher reference with a fork. Somebody's going through at least one table. Homicide's going to do homicide things. You're going to remember that he's a former junior heavyweight champion in the NWA. The man can chain wrestle. He can get in there. So it's not going to be just a car crash. There's going to be some professional wrestling in this mess. I think Homicide goes over here, though. It's his kind of the Filthy Rules match sounds like something that was made for his gimmick. And if he embraces his hardcore deathmatch side that he did on the indies, like, this is made for him. And the rest of the card seems pretty straightforward. So this is the chance for people to really go nuts. So Homicide by a touchdown here.
Yeah, I'm going Homicide.
I'm going to pull Elite Corso and give y'all a triple not so fast. I'm going with Tom Lawler.
He's a beast. I'm not taking anything away from the fact they're going to beat the ever-loving shit out of each other, but
yeah.
I still think this is going to be Homicide's moment. He's getting to the end. He's getting to his swan song anyways, so it's about time for people to start putting him over one more time before he starts putting the next generation over ahead of him.
All right. Then we get Zack Sabre Jr. versus Clark Connors for the New Japan World Television Championship. Be sure to check out our latest interview with Clark Connors on YouTube or on audio platforms. It was a wonderful interview. It was Dylan's favorite. Might have been our hottest interview of the year so far, and we still got bigger interviews to come. Yeah, what was y'all take on Clark Connors' interview?
He was awesome. He's like laid back as shit. Holy hell.
He gives me the Hangman vibes.
He is awesome. Like, holy shit.
I like Clark Connors, both as a person and as a professional wrestler. I'm always impressed with Dylan's work. When he does his interviews, he's pro line.
All right, who you got? Or is he gonna win that? Is he gonna finally win a championship, or will Zack Sabre keep it?
ZSJ just won this title. I don't think they're taking it off him just now. As much as it would be big for Clark Connors, hey, guy's been freaking great. But Zach just won the title. Give him a chance to do something with it first. So I got ZSJ. Guy's fucking amazing, though. ZSJ is fucking. You want to watch somebody get twisted up like a pretzel? Just Zack Sabre Jr. matches. In fucking sane. Every time. But yeah, ZSJ retains.
I'm gonna say Zack Sabre retains for the same reason that he hasn't had that title long. They're not gonna want it to bounce around too much. Clark Connors, however great he is and however fantastic he is in the ring, I don't think he has that same. He doesn't have. I don't think that title's ready for that character yet. It still needs somebody that the fans need to love to hate. They need a little bit of heat on that belt right now. And Zack Sabre Jr. is that pretentious a-hole to do it. So I think having him carry it, maybe this is a 1 of 2 or a 1 of 3 where maybe Clark gets it, down the road at Wrestle Kingdom next year or something. But I see Zack Sabre holding on to this belt for a little while.
Yeah, kind of chiming in on the Clark Connors interview. He was awesome. He's a fantastic person, fantastic wrestler, but Zach just won it, so I don't think they pull it off him yet.
I would love for Clark to win that title. God, especially after how great he was on the show. I'm gonna just be biased and pick Clark to win the title. But if Zack Sabre retains, cool with it. I'm gonna go with Clark, the Wild Rhino. All right, then our 2 main events. One of these this might close out the show because it's on the cover of the poster and they've advertised this match more than the freaking world title itself. So for the IWGP Women's Championship, if it had been WWE, it'd be Kairi Sane versus Sasha Banks, but it's Kairi versus the in-ring debut of Mercedes Moné.
So as far as I've heard, I believe this is actually the main event. I think they've already advertised it as the main event. So easily fucking congrats to the women for being the main event for their show. To be brutally honest with you, I love Mercedes, but I don't think with all the stuff she's got coming up that Bakley was talking about earlier, I don't think you need to put the title on her for that kind of stuff. She can adventure around wherever the hell she wants and face whoever. And I don't think we really need to cut Kairi's title run so short already. Like, Kairi, I know she's not the big name like Mercedes is, but like, Mercedes is going to be doing other stuff right now. She's going to be able to go into Japan and face Julia. She's going to go face Mickey. She's going to go face all these other freaking people. And it's like, I don't think you need to immediately put the title on her right now. So I'm going to be probably the only dark horse pick here. And I'm going to say Kairi retains.
I love you, Justin. I'm sorry, but I once again disagree. This isn't how I thought our first time would go, sir. I expected a little bit more jovial. Like, you're still my boy. But I think Mercedes wins. And this is the whole point. I finally get to it. And then you're like, Jesus, Will, all you do is talk. But this is the point of the whole thing is Mercedes wins here because New Japan's going to want to put the title on their bright, shiny new toy. They've only got her for a select number of dates. Put the title on her. Let her wrestle a who's who in New Japan and Stardom while she's there. Do the Mania thing with James at the WrestlePalooza or the Multiverse of Madness or whatever it's called. And all during that process, this is where it comes around, long-term storytelling from the Kenta match. Kenta wins the strong open weight title and becomes the face of New Japan Strong. After Kairi loses the title, she stays in the States and tours with New Japan Strong and her husband, while Mercedes goes out and does the I'm the women's world champion, hear me roar stuff. And then eventually they meet back up down the road. Kairi gets another win over her, reclaims the title, and New Japan goes about its business when Mercedes Moné abruptly becomes Sasha Banks again down the road.
Yeah, so I would hate to see Kairi her title reign falls so short. But like Will was saying, she's the brand new face Mercedes. She's the hot new thing in New Japan. She's gonna win. I mean, she's gonna be the champion. Like I said, I hate to see Kyrie lose so quickly, but I think it's all for nothing if Mercedes goes into her first match and she loses. So she's gonna win the title.
So Dylan's picking Mercedes. Will's picking Mercedes. Justin, who did you pick?
I got Kyrie.
You got Kyrie. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, she's like the biggest female star on the planet, and she's not even in WWE anymore. It's obvious what's going to happen. Your new IWGP Women's World Champion is Mercedes Money.
Money.
Yeah, I like that. Money. All right. And then finally, if it closes out or not, I'm pretty sure these two have wrestled in the Tokyo Dome before. I feel like I've seen these two wrestle before at a Wrestle Kingdom in the past. Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
This could go either way, really. But it's Okada. He just won the title right now. You could put it back on Tana, and you aren't gonna be disappointed on it because fucking Tanahashi is incredible. But Okada's just basically just won the title not too long ago. He's gonna have a nice solid run with it again and show why he is probably the best wrestler in the world. Okada retains.
Completely agree. Okada retains. Shameless plug for myself. I wrote a piece for the Sportster that was New Japan's over reliance on Okada is a problem because they do a lot of I don't want to say predictable booking, but it kind of is. They'll build up a big heel champion. They'll win the championship. Okada will start fighting from underneath. He'll win the G1. It'll be a fight through till Wrestle Kingdom. The shiny heel Okada will dethrone the big mean heel champion, and he'll become the champion. Okada is in the middle of one of these runs in that cycle, meaning what New Japan is, they're picking who their next big mean heel is going to be because they're going to come in, dethrone Okada, have a reign, and then when they're ready to play the little Dragon Zord flute, they'll play it, and then Okada will rise from the ashes, and he'll come in and win the G1 and have another run with the title. And they'll do it's like the Groundhog's Day. It's like Puxatawny Phil, only it's Kazuchika Okada.
Those comparisons are amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Okada. I just think he like Justin said, just won it. I don't see him pulling it off him just yet. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Okada.
God, if somebody's watching, I'm somewhere down the road, just take that iconic scene where Mr. McMahon is like, "It's all about the money," and then replace it with money. That's just gonna be stuck in my
about the money.
and they have something to cry about. All right. Yeah, Okada just won the title at Wrestle Kingdom 17. Usually when somebody wins the title at Wrestle Kingdom, they'll keep it for quite a while and they'll lose it at one or three shows. It happens all the time. He can lose it at WrestlePalooza, he can lose it at Dominion, or he can lose it at next year's Wrestle Kingdom. That's how it usually rolls. They're not just going to lose it on a typical other show unless like Battle in the Valley. Sorry, San Jose, but no, I'm going with Okada to retain. I could see him at least a 6-month to a 1-year reign as champion.
This is a strong show, not an IWGP show. That's how it feels to me. The two big belts are there to put shine on the company, but outside of Mercedes taking it for the reasons I said, I don't feel like either of those championships are really what this is about. This is about them putting eyes on the strong product more than anything.
I guess I take it New Japan Strong is kind of like the NXT of New Japan, you could say.
It's like New Japan for Americans.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
It's got their whole set of champions are over here. They've got a tag champion. They've got, from the way they've made it sound, the TV champion, the IWGP TV champion, is going to be defended on New Japan Strong because it's their weekly TV show here. So that was kind of the whole point of it, is to put American eyes on New Japan product.
You know, they got these like weird title names, like the open weight titles, the never titles, and then now I do love watching G1. I've watched it last year. It was fucking great. I love watching that every year.
The open weight titles, like the never open weight title, is because they have 2 weight classes. They have their juniors and then they have their heavies. The never open weight is people from both divisions. So they technically have 3 weight classes, the junior heavyweight class, then they have the never open weight class, then they have their heavyweight class. So they kind of divide their roster up into thirds depending on which area you're competing in. And a lot of the junior, kind
of like middleweight.
Sort of. That's also kind of like their mid-card champion in a lot of ways, out because the U.S. heavyweight title, now that the IC title is gone, is definitely their number 2 title behind their world heavyweight title. At least in my opinion. Justin, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I feel it's booked. Is like it's definitely their number 2 strap.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's very true. The U.S. title is basically their number 2 title right now. Yeah. Never openweight is just kind of there right now.
Yeah, it's kind of that. It's like their European title kind of feel to it. That low mid-card title. Yeah,
perfect, right there.
It's crazy that the New Japan Strong
they defend Rev Pro's world title a lot on there too, though. So,
well, before we close out, I can just say that New Japan Strong's title belts are way nicer looking than New Japan's titles. That new world title is ugly as shit. That women's title is ugly as shit. The tag. I never got a good look at the tag titles or anything like that, or the junior heavyweight title.
You don't like the women's title? I thought that looked really clean for it, like what it is, and like even the world title, it's kind of growing on me a little bit. Like
the world, I said the world title looks like if you took the Divas title from WWE and looked at it like it was a Pokemon. The IWGP World Heavyweight title is if the Divas title evolved like a Pokemon. The Divas title evolved and became the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
I thought the IWGP World title kind of looks almost like the US title. It's almost shaped like it. It's like that triangle looking belt.
I despise the new US heavyweight or the new US title in WWE. I hate that design.
Now, New Japan's women's title, it's like Crown Royal just came up with a belt like, whoever can drink the most Crown Royal, you win a title. Let's put a crown on it. We'll put the Crown Royal logo on it.
I like the women's title. I think their TV title, the one Zack Sabre holds, is the ugliest title in wrestling right now. It looks like a kid made it out of a cardboard box.
Yes.
The strong open weight actually don't look bad. It just looks too original, but it doesn't look bad.
I like the blue on the tag titles.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Time.
Mm-hmm. Well, that will do it for tonight. This was fun. Unfortunately, we failed again to keep it at an hour. We kept it at 90 minutes or over 90 minutes, but this was great. Justin, Will, thank you again for coming on. We hope you enjoy Elimination Chamber and Battle in the Valley if you stay up late to watch it. But where can we find you guys on social media and your shows?
Well, thank you guys again, as always. Always love coming on the show. Will, finally got to do a show with you. I think we did one last time. I think it was on a World Elite show, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I apologize if it wasn't. I was looking forward to it. For some reason, I thought this was our first show. I knew it was mine and Dylan's first show, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did another show at one point. I think it was one of the World Elite shows. I'm not 100% sure.
We followed each other's shows for a long time. There's a chance our paths have crossed.
Yes, big time. But you can follow me on Twitter at JustinTime211. You can follow my brother, my co-host, at JeremyInTime721. In Time Wrestling Podcast. Yes, it's been on a long, long hiatus, but we are coming back. We're tired of keeping you guys waiting right now. We will be back.
I miss your brother's rants, and he laughs about it. Still, my favorite line ever was when y'all were talking about Clash at the Castle, and he threw up Dominic, and he was like, "Fuck those damn shoes!" I'll tell you, that was the best part ever.
All right, gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. Marcus, Dylan, Justin, thank you guys very much. World Elite for always having me on. I am the Will Gray. I'm the host and lead writer for Botched Spots and Chair Shots and botchedspotsandchairshots.com. You can find us anywhere you do anything on the internet at either that name or mine, one of the two.
Awesome. Of course, same here. You can find the podcast on Twitter at World Elite Pod. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch as well. Follow us on all those. Free and available wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to on any audio platform. Give us that 5-star rating and review. We're sponsored by 80s Tees. That's right. Use our promo code World Elite to get 30% off of your order. And I don't know if it's not. It was a little cool down here. I mean, if it's cold in your area, stay warm because the storm's coming and it's called the Elimination Chamber. But this is the World Elite Podcast. Thank you guys. We're finally glad to be back after a mixture hiatus of bullshit, and then our mini shows that, yes, unfortunately, World Elite Spotlight is shut down for the remainder of the year. And I'm sorry, Justin, but Back to the Mania has been shut down too. We're going to try and keep it like a weekly thing where we'll go once a week when we can, but we might still throw in WrestleMania 14 as just a World Elite episode instead of a Back to the Mania edition, because we got to celebrate 316 days somehow. I said, why don't we just keep 316 day as WrestleMania 14 nostalgia? So, and we still have
tag team. We can't have just promote the Justin tag team right here of two Justins and not have it happen.
Justin Santos, if he's still listening, we're still doing it. We're gonna do it sometime in March and drop it on 316 day, and we're still doing No Way Out 2003 also.
Fantastic.
That'll be after the first audio recording we're gonna do after the hiatus. That'll be that, and then we're gonna do No Way Out 3 after that. But thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoy Elimination Chamber and Battle in the Valley. I will most likely do a Fallout sometime tomorrow on my YouTube channel. I will let the group chat know when it will come, but eventually there will be one sometime tomorrow, but I'll keep you guys posted on it. This is the World Elite Podcast. We'll see you guys tomorrow or later in the week. Thank you guys. Peace.
So what does it mean to be a raging Cajun? Southwest Louisiana, wreck your face, man. Still don't get it in, I'ma let you know. All you gotta do is come and join the show.